King of the Ring. A grueling tournament where the champions of tomorrow are forged in combat.
We welcome you to the King of the Ring tournament, where legends have been made and careers have been built.
And where future Hall of Famers take their first step toward immortality.
Superstars will compete in a tournament with the winner being crowned the King of the Ring. Think about the all-time greats over the years that have held this crown.
The King, handsome Harley Race.
Ooh, yeah.
The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass. Yeah. This ring is now my house. I'm royalty. It's true. It's true. I welcome you, an era of awesomeness.
All hail King Booker!
The next big thing has arrived.
Next week, the tradition begins again. Who will seize their destiny and become King of the Ring?
The most prestigious tournament in sports entertainment history returns next week. The King of the Ring on Monday Night Raw. The Base Slayer, 2 times.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, he is the Universal Champion, Seth Rollins!
And you know, guys, it's apropos that we're going to have the start of the King of the Ring tournament next week in St. Paul, Minnesota. Minnesota, of course, one of the hotbeds of sports entertainment through the last number of decades. In fact, Brock Lesnar, a former King of the Ring winner, of course, went to school in Minnesota.
I cannot wait for that tournament to start next week. Hell of a lineup.
Accompanied to the ring by the Raw Tag Team Champions Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, representing the OC, the United States.
Seth won the prestigious championship. And tonight, Monday Night Raw is presented by Mountain Dew. Do the do.
Champion versus champion here tonight. Rollins and Styles. AJ Styles said that he's going to lead by example, that he's going to run through Seth Rollins, that he's going to embarrass him here tonight.
And Styles knows exactly what he's doing. AJ's been in this business long enough to know. AJ's been in the ring with Brock Lesnar enough to know that Seth Rollins is far from 100% tonight. Rollins is still reeling from the encounter with the Beast.
Seth, of course, has to be very careful because of the 2 men lurking at ringside, the Raw Tag Team Champions, Anderson and Gallows of the club.
Seth also has to be very careful because of those taped up ribs that we're seeing yet again here tonight.
Oh, yeah, Seth Rollins went through hell last night with Brock Lesnar. The Beast destroyed him at every turn, and now Seth, 24 hours later, in a match against one of the best in the world, at AJ Styles.
Styles went for the obvious maneuver to attack the ribs. Seth Rollins obviously saw it coming. It's a great rematch between the most highly skilled competitors of our entire generation. Both of these men so evenly matched physically, both capable of all aspects of the game, from striking to grappling. And here's Seth Rollins displaying his ruthlessness.
Graves, look, these are 2 of the absolute best to ever do this. Are you surprised that AJ Styles still feels like he has to prove something?
I think AJ Styles feels in a way like he's been born again since he reunited with the OC. AJ's been more aggressive than before. AJ felt like for maybe a while, maybe a period of his career, he lost a bit of a step. Oh! AJ's anxious to prove not only to himself, but the entire universe that he is the same guy that he thought he was.
You saw AJ go right for the bad ribs with a shot to the kidney of Seth Rollins moments ago, and now the OC getting AJ Styles out of harm's way. Suicide dive. Gallows taken out by Rollins, but Rollins hit hard. And now Anderson runs into a right hand, and that allows AJ to take advantage, ribs into the apron. Now the very dangerous AJ Styles playing off the numbers game. And Rollins dropped right on his midsection. Rollins in deep, deep trouble. Can he climb back in this? But AJ Styles has been targeting his injured ribs throughout the entire commercial break. It has been all AJ Styles. Is it enough to put the Universal Champion away? Hook of the leg, kick out by Rollins. You know, Seth Rollins talks all about that this is his life. This is what he lives for. All he wants to do is represent WWE as its Universal Champion. At some point, though, you got to take a step back. You got to stop taking challenges like this, especially after you have the hell beat out of you like you did by Brock Lesnar.
We talk about it all the time on SmackDown Live with WWE Champion Kofi Kingston. At some point, having a big enough heart can be a detriment to a competitor. When you won't back down, look at this. Oh, Styles.
Not on the apron, not on the apron.
This is going to end it all.
Looking for the Styles clash and Rollins surviving, at least momentarily, and now takes AJ out, and AJ hit hard.
Being a fighting champion with a big heart doesn't necessarily lend itself to being a long-term champion. When you're constantly out here fighting, constantly willing to put your title on the line, it does not make for lengthy title reigns.
Again, let's take another look here at how Seth turned things around, at least momentarily, but does he have anything left? As the Anderson and Gallows of the OC get Styles back in the ring to try to beat the count. Rollins at a count of 6, in trouble of being counted out now at a count of 7. At 8, Rollins has not made it back to his feet yet, barely pulls himself up at 9 and will beat the count.
You asked the question, what does Rollins have left? That remains to be seen, but what Rollins doesn't have for certain is Gallows and Anderson outside. More than an X factor, a double X factor for AJ Styles at all times, having the OC members by his side. What a striking blitz.
And there's a sling blade by Rollins. Rollins with that independent cavalier attitude can sometimes cost him, to your point with the Anderson and Gallows relationship with Styles.
Now we know that Seth is so good when his back's against a wall, but how long can that stay on his side?
Look at Seth able to deliver the Falcon Arrow there to AJ Styles, and a kick out by Styles at 2. Tremendous amount of strength there, bad ribs and all, Corey, to get him up.
Seth Rollins, no secret, lives most of his life in the CrossFit gym, training religiously. That comes into play deep in these matchups, but this is just a picture-perfect rolling elbow, knocking the spit right out of AJ's mouth. Almost knocked Styles out cold.
Physical matchup between two of the best in the world, Rollins and Styles, both champions.
There's a lot of similarities even in mentality between these two. Both of these guys have that bulldog mentality that refuse to listen to anybody but themselves. Live life their own way. Everyone else be damned. Rollins walking the ropes. Are you kidding me?
I don't know if this is wise with Seth Rollins and all the injuries that he's suffering from.
Seth was looking for the reverse superplex.
And Seth is starting to crumble.
Styles caught him with a forearm.
AJ might want the phenomenal forearm. Look out!
Off the top rope, Rollins ducks underneath. AJ rolls through. Rollins caught him with a kick.
Kicked AJ, and then next week, can Seth do anything with it?
I don't know if this is wise by Rollins.
Anderson and Gallows just shot
bad ribs. And the OC again paying dividends. It's the reason, in my mind, Styles is still the United States champion.
The three-headed monster, the Hydra that is the OC.
And finally, a good call by an official here tonight.
Hi, boys.
Anderson and Gallows going to be sent back to the locker room, and now Seth Rollins from behind. Looking to steal one off the distraction, and a kick out by Styles. Went for the Pele kick. Kick to the face. Rollins may have Styles where he wants him, and now Anderson and Gallows completely disregarding the official into the ring and attacking Rollins, and a disqualification will happen. And Rollins trying to fight back.
With Seth Rollins outnumbered right now.
This is a dangerous situation for Rollins. It is a 3-on-1. We've seen what the OC has done to guys like Ricochet when they have the numbers game in their advantage.
Rollins knows full well what... Speak of the devil.
Ricochet is here. Saw him earlier against Elias, and now Ricochet trying to settle some old scores with the OC.
I'd say these are still fresh wounds that Ricochet is experiencing when it comes to the OC.
And there's just an example of what Ricochet... Oh,
Big Gallows has Ricochet.
And now there's Boot of Doom.
Gonna take more than that to stop the OC at full force.
And Ricochet now ducked hard out of the ring. Seth Rollins is again a target for Styles, Anderson, and Gallows.
Seth's still fighting with everything and anything he's got left.
But it doesn't matter. He's in there with the U.S. champ and the tag team champs.
Oh no, Seth Rollins could meet a similar...
Well, AJ Styles said that he was going to embarrass Seth tonight, that he was going to run through him. And that's what Styles is looking to do here. Wait a minute! Here comes the monster among men!
Talk about evening the odds. This man just outweighs them.
Anderson just blown right through by Strowman. Gallows sent flying.
There aren't too many people that make Luke Gallows look diminutive. Braun Strowman is one of them.
AJ's trying to trot Braun down.
Not wise. Not wise at all! Braun Strowman with a statement. And I don't think Braun Strowman